Welcome to Lions Live 365. I'm your host, Michael Ayers, and today we are talking about straight foolishness. Terrion Arnold has been named in a robbery slash assault slash kidnapping, but he hasn't been charged. And I'm just going to explain it all right here, right now. I'm sure you've probably seen it by now because I'm gonna be doing this and dropping this the next morning. According to a 7-page order from Hillsborough County Circuit Judge Logan Murphy, Arnold is connected to the case as an alleged victim of multiple robberies, not as a suspect. The order was issued as part of the state's request for pretrial detention of Bokai Hilton, one of the several defendants accused of orchestrating violent retaliation following thefts from an Airbnb. So I'm going to summarize real quick. Essentially, Terrion Arnold had some like a private driver that was driving him around. He was robbed twice. In one Airbnb, the people were. I mean, he the things that they said were taken were firearms, high end bags and jewelry, a cell phone, and approximately $100,000. And essentially, they are basically saying that Arnold and his homies, they essentially, and even his girlfriend, they were all involved in this plot to find the guys, like basically retaliate against the people that stole from him. And what they did was his girlfriend reached out to another girl, and that girl decided that she was down, and she lured the people that they believe robbed Terrion Arnold back to the home. And at that point, I'm gonna say this is all alleged. His a friend of his and a security or a homie beat those dudes bloody. Pistol whipping these dudes consistently. They took video of it. They were texting back and forth with his friend that people thought was his cousin, and it's just this long, just very complicated, just just so much. Like, I mean, they putting guns in the dudes' mouths and all types of stuff. But the reality is, they mention Arnold. They say he was around during the plotting of things, but they just don't have that much proof. Where is the evidence? That's the thing that bothers me, right? The girlfriends involved, they have the girlfriend's text messages to the other girl where, hey, if you help us set these dudes up, TA, which is Terry and Arnold, will pay you money. Um, even the guy that they Bokai, the guy that they ended up basically saying no to his bond, which was the whole point any documents were made because they were basically saying Bokai Hilton, Terry Arnold's homie, is not allowed to essentially leave prison. With that being said, like it's like okay, even he was never near the pistol whipping and the kidnapping and all that. That was two goons basically. At this point, we talk about Terry Arnold like the the Godfather. He getting guys pistol whipped. Like, where's my money? Like this. It's not funny, but I can't help but laugh at how ridiculous this is in a summer where everything with the Detroit Lions is like up in the air, and now we got a new problem, right? And the thing that just gets under my skin is that why is the judge mentioning Terrion Arnold if Terrion Arnold ain't charged? You saying all this like, oh, they retaliating instead of letting the police handle it and all that, then charge Terrion then. Like, there's, to me, is it feels like they are trying to get Terrion involved because they feel like, oh, they have all this other evidence around Terrion, but they can't charge Terrion because they don't have enough. You can definitely get like the goons and the guy that orchestrated it and the girlfriend. They don't have enough money to supply themselves a great defense. But when you are going after somebody with capital, with a couple of dollars, you got to have a slam dunk case. And one way that they'll do that is they want to change public public perception of that person immediately. They want everybody in the world to think they're guilty, and then they want to find this additional evidence. They want to apply pressure to the people that they have in house, right? So they keep Hilton they keep Hilton, the homie that wasn't even there. He was the orchestrator. They keep the goons. They keep the girlfriend. They keep the person that lured the guys over. And they're really hoping that somebody snitches on Terrion. But essentially, because they don't have the evidence, all they can do is a public smear. And that bothers me. He's either involved or he's not. If you're not going to charge him, don't put his name in any of the documents. That's what's like. This like, oh, they did it for Terrion. So what? He don't got nothing to do with nothing until you charge him. You know, is how can it be innocent until proven guilty if you haven't even charged a guy for him to be in an innocent or till proven guilty situation? This is crazy because if he isn't involved, you're smearing him for just knowing people. Like, hey, these guys were talking in a group chat while I was riding with them does not mean that I that I did anything. That it doesn't mean that, hey, my girlfriend is involved. First of all, girlfriend in the NFL is a very loose term. If they're not married, a lot of these football players have a lot of girlfriends. Who I've never. When did Terrion actually claim this lady? Right. So I'm going through Google like, all right, let's see if I could find this name that they talking about. Right. I don't know. And I'm cool with being the guy that just says, hey, prove innocent until proven guilty. I've seen this happen a million different ways. The Cam Sutton situation, you thought he was going to jail for 400 years, and he didn't go to jail for, I don't think he went to jail for a day. Jameson Williams, you thought his career was done. He had a gun and all that. It wasn't down, right? And until he gets charged, it's not a real thing. It's not a real thing. Now, should the Lions go out there and be like, hey, I'm gonna probably get some insurance? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I just can't I can't get but so much. Like, to me, honestly, that $100,000 in cash that was stolen, that could have been their money. You know, if he's out and he's getting security and he's getting security and the homies, and the only reason to walk around with that much cash is to give it to friends and family. You're a rich man. You can use a card. Cash is for gifts, untraceable gifts to the homies. That's the only thing that I could think of. Like, unless he's running a criminal organization that I don't know about, the only reason you walk around with $100,000 in cash is, hey, we gonna give this to the strippers, or I'm giving it to the family, right? So we got all these people that's around. You got the homies, and could he have ordered a bunch of hits like he's Kingpin? Maybe, but could he have been completely oblivious to half of this? Probably. It's one of those things. Like, is he involved? Maybe. It's just this. As much as I'm doing maybe and kinda and who knows, that's what they're doing. That's what's bothering me. The fact that this is news is bothering me because he's not charged, and I don't understand how a judge would purposely name this man if you're not willing to charge this man. Like, what evidence do you know or have that Arnold is part of this? And it's a good chance he is, but until I see some evidence that he's the one sending the text messages, that he's the one that's saying the okay. It's like, yeah, just hold him until TA and and Hilton and them gets here. Okay. Did he show up? No. Do you have any messages or phone calls or anything like that where it seems like TA is the one that is orchestrating this? Absolutely not. Or he'd be charged already. So this is my only thing. Now, maybe there will be more updates. Maybe there will be a reason why they mention this man's name, right? But until they do, it's nonsense. It's nonsense. And I'm mad at Terrion for being around nonsense, but until they charge him, it's not a thing. Like, that's my problem. They're not charging him. To putting your summary like Terrion Arnold and his friends, that's the crazy part. You just picked the famous person. Because at the end of the day, You didn't charge him. So how is it Terrion Arnold and his friends? Why is it just? It just is. I don't know. That's just a nasty quote to me. To name somebody you don't even have charged in your proceeding. Like it just feels like a judge trying to be famous, man. Until I see something that gives him a charge, I'm gonna give Terrion Arnold the benefit of the doubt. I like the fact that he's been living his life. He on TikTok every day. He training it. He's trying to get ready for Diamond Gym or whatever. I'm happy for him. I hope it closed on Sundays, airs every Tuesday until the next time. Because like, yeah, is he struggling on the field? Absolutely. Is he coming off a shoulder surgery? Absolutely. Is that part of the reason why I don't think he's trying to get into nothing gangster? Absolutely. Is this real news? Not really. We're getting extra details, but until he's charged, it doesn't matter. And whether it's game day, draft day, or any day in between, it's Lions Live 365. Please like and subscribe. Let me know. How do you feel about the TA madness? Peace out.